Okay, so I haven't made a video in a while, but today's video I'm going to tell a story about my life and what it was like growing up. So don't go tell other motherfuckers what the hell I say. I'm putting this on social media because a lot of you don't know what my life was like and a lot of you want to run your mouth. So I'm going to tell you the actual whole full story. I was actually sitting on my bed and I decided that I was going to record it. So let's just get on with the video. So I'm probably going to have to make a part 1, a part 2, and a part 3. So when I make this video on YouTube, upload it to YouTube, I will put part 1 and then part 2 and part 3. Anyways, growing up for me was not easy. Okay, a lot of you have parents that are there for you, that go to your football games if you're a guy, cheerleading games if you're a girl, shit like that. The only sport I did was in 5th grade, and I did dance. That was the only thing I did, because you didn't have to do certain shit. You just had to play an instrument. Anyways, my dad, a lot of you know him. A lot of you've met him. When I was 3 years old, when I was a baby, obviously I didn't know how to speak full sentences, so I couldn't say yes or no or shit like that. But when I was 3, I had tubes in my ear. A lot of you are gonna ask, what the fuck is that? I don't know exactly what they are. I'm sure you can look it up on Google and I'm sure it will tell you. But there's something that go in your ear. If when I was 3, you could say something, and I knew you were talking, but I couldn't make out what you were saying. So they put tubes in my ear. They're out now. I can obviously hear. So they put them in my ear so that when I got older, I'd be able to hear and I wouldn't be deaf. So anyways, that was it. When I was 3, my dad drank all the time. There was no stopping him. There was nothing in his path that could stop him. He did what he wanted, and if he didn't give a fuck what you thought, also when I was 3, he bought me whatever the fuck I wanted. A lot of you would consider me as a spoiled little brat. But a lot of you don't know what my life was like, so don't tell me about my life if you wasn't in it, okay? So thank you. Next. He would drink all the time, and what I mean by that is, like, you know how it's like some men/women go and they buy beer, and if my dad bought a whole 24 pack, he would sit at home in his room and he would drink every beer in that 24 pack. Every damn single one, he'd drink until they're gone. And one time he did it, and you know how you're not supposed to drink and then eat? You're not supposed to do that because you can get sick and stuff. Well, he drank a beer and he ate and he got sick. I've seen my dad's dick before, and I don't think a child should see that on their dad. It's really nasty, it's disgusting, and I don't think that someone should see that. I do think about this in school. I don't tell anyone because I don't have a lot of friends in school, and a lot of people don't like me or they talk shit about me, and it's just to the point where I don't give a fuck anymore. And I'm not flipping anyone off. I'm just like saying that I don't give a damn if you like me or if you hate me. Like, that's your choice. I can't force you to make me. Ever since I was 3 years old, my dad never was an actual dad. Yes, he bought me stuff, but he only done that to apologize for what he done. And my mom and dad argue a lot. Like, you may think I live a perfect life outside of camera. That's not true. At the beginning, I didn't want to do YouTube. I thought it was the most stupidest shit ever. I wondered, why do people share their life on social media? It's not like anyone cares. But, I'm doing it, bitch. So, obviously some people care. I have, 6 subscribers, I think. So, anyways, it was very difficult for me, growing up. I didn't have a dad that was there, he didn't, in 5th grade when I had to stay after school for amps, he never once come pick me up. It was always my mom. My mom, my mom, my mom. My mom did this. My mom did that. My dad was never there to do anything with me. So I felt like my mom's a father and a mom at the same time because my dad doesn't do shit. You know, I have a dad, and do I always say I love you? No. I don't say it to neither one of my parents. But you know, the life I live is very hard. I'm sorry to say it, but he's rude, and I don't like my dad at all. Hopefully he doesn't find this video. But I just don't like what he's put me through, and it's kind of hard to explain everything. But it's just like it's very difficult because, you know, he was never there for me. He never did anything for me. And like, I have friends that go through the same shit, and you know, some of them are like, yeah, I understand. They don't understand. You know, I'll even sit in my bed, like, y'all don't know because I don't put it on social media, but I'll sit on my bed and I'll cry while watching a video on Dr. Phil, while watching Carla Miami videos and how she raps and shit. And you know, I can't sing. Like, with the lyrics, yeah, without it, I'm like the worst singer in the entire world. I cannot fucking sing. So what I did is I have this like little journal thing. You probably seen it in another video, and I wrote songs down, and you know, it's pretty much based off my life. One's called All My Feelings, the next one's called You Made Me Silly, and then the next one's called How Could You Play Me, and then the last one's called Suicide, and I'm working on another one called Fuck You. I think the only way to get to people is for me to rap, just because everyone thinks that, you know, my life is so perfect because I live in this, you know, good world, and, you know, I get all the shoes I want. Like, no. What I want to say in this video is, I know there's haters, and I can name several people in my school right now that don't like me. If you don't like me, fuck you. I'll do what the hell I want, and I hope you share this video with all your other friends, and I hope they subscribe to me, because, and also, a lot of you know, like, on my Instagram, if you follow me, I think, like, Ashley Vasquez does, I'm not for sure, on my old one, not my new one, the one that I have, like, almost 400 posts. On there, I post, you know, I'm a Christian, you know, God is gonna be there for you, and that's true. Don't get me wrong, it's true. But when I was growing up, I was never grown up in a home to where I had to go to church. You know, it's either you want to or you don't. Growing up, I knew what Christ was, and I knew what he did, but I didn't really follow him, and I didn't go into the path of him. There's either A, you can go in your own path and, you know, do shit that you're going to regret, or you can go in Christ and do what he wants you to do. And, you know, I went in my own lane. Like, I said, fuck that shit, I'm doing what I want. And, you know, growing up, I never had a parent that said, you have to go to church. Like, you have no option, you're going to church. If you don't go to church, then you don't get your phone. Like, I never had that for me. For most people, if they're a Christian and you cuss around them, they're like, holy shit, I've never been around anyone that said cuss words, so it's like new to them. I mean, if you want to say I'm not a Christian, you can go ahead. It ain't gonna bother me none, because I know I'm not. I don't know if this is the only video that I'm gonna make or whatever, and my hair looks ratchet, but I'm gonna pause this video and come back. So wait for the shit part 2, bitch.